So last night I saw Nope, the new film by Jordan Peele, and I thought this movie was fantastic. I feel like the symbolism and themes in this movie are a lot more subtle than they were in his previous two. But there's still so much here in this movie to dive into and break down. Themes, symbols, social commentary, like the meaning of the UFO, the meaning of the coins and keys falling from the ship, the Bible verse at the very beginning of the movie, the flashbacks of the chimpanzee incident, the meaning of the title of the movie, what all the characters represent, and the meaning of the very end of the film. I feel like I have a really thorough analysis on all of these points and more, so I hope you enjoy. So to break this movie down, we're going to use two themes. One, price of fame. We'll discuss M and OJ's aspirations, the motorcyclist, cameraman, the antlers character, the symbolic meaning of the UFO, the falling coins and keys, and the Bible verse at the very beginning of the film. And two, exploitation of tragedy, where we'll discuss the chimpanzee incident, Ricky's character and his inhumanity, the chapters of the movie with animal names, antlers sacrificing himself and the footage, the meaning of the title of the film, and the ending of the movie, and much more. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and a comment. It helps so much. And if you want to see more of these, please make sure to subscribe as well. Let's get started. Theme number one, price of fame. The central premise of this film is that brother and sister, OG and Emerald, are trying to capture footage of what they think is some kind of alien spacecraft. Their ultimate plan is to monetize the footage to get them out of their financial struggle they're currently going through after the death of their father. However, the motivation for M and OJ to capture the footage of the spacecraft is not only their financial struggle. There are some deeper reasons. M and OJ want to carry on the legacy of their lineage. OJ refuses to leave or sell the ranch, even though he knows it's very dangerous and difficult to take care of the property. Capturing the spacecraft would allow him to carry on everything his father worked for and increase the value of his family name. M also wants to raise the value of the family name. She looks back on their great-great-great-grandfather as inspiration, who was the very first man captured on film. With the footage of a spacecraft, she plans to make a name for herself as a public figure and bring her dreams to life as a famous entertainer. And I feel like almost every character in this movie demonstrates this dangerous trade-off for fame and notoriety. Like something important is always being risked, sacrificed, or forgotten for the limelight. M and OJ risk their lives to capture the spacecraft footage. Ricky desensitizes himself from a horrific tragedy to build on and benefit off of his child stardom. The motorcyclist focuses way more on the well-being of his camera over the well-being of himself when he is severely injured and at the risk of a UFO-looking alien organism swallowing him. There's even a short moment where Angel mentions that his 4-year girlfriend decided to leave him after her big break as an actress, being cast onto a new CW show. And even Angel himself seems to be inclined to join in on this dangerous mission because he doesn't feel satisfied with who he is right now, considering his job, his life, and his recent relationship. The only character who seems to be on the other side of this Hollywood journey is Antlers, and a life in film production and show business seems to have really weathered him down. He speaks slowly with a very low-hanging, dreary demeanor. Antlers understands what you lose when you succeed in show business, which I think is an idea that is very well captured with the line that he says to Emerald. This dream you have, it's a dream you never wake up from. And I feel like this UFO alien organism symbolizes exactly this idea that Antlers is trying to make. The UFO is a grim reflection of the price of fame and the heartlessness of the entertainment industry. Just like the entertainment industry, this UFO is machine-like with inputs and outputs. It consumes our humanity and outputs the material things attached to us that are worth way less than our humanity. This is why the film focuses on the UFO releasing coins and keys to houses and cars, material things that we think give us value, that we see with the most famous and respected people in society. And all of this ties in perfectly with Nahum 3:6, the Bible verse we get at the very beginning of the film. I will cast filth upon you, disgrace you, and make you a spectacle. This line perfectly describes how the entertainment industry can treat us while turning us into the biggest stars the world has ever seen. And in the end, they extract all the money and materials out of us that they wanted when they had us. The biblical line could also tie in with how entertainment exploits tragedy, which brings me to theme number two, exploitation of tragedy. Throughout the film, we get these brief flashbacks to a tragic and traumatic incident from Ricky's childhood. A chimpanzee named Gordy on the set of Ricky's sitcom, Gordy's Home, suddenly snaps and attacks the cast and crew. Ricky's co-stars are killed and severely injured, while Ricky just barely escapes the incident unscathed. And after this horrific incident, it seems like the entertainment industry is taking full advantage of the intrigue. We hear that Saturday Night Live wrote and performed a sketch parodying the tragic incident, where actors on the show were playing the monkey and the actors that were on the sitcom that Ricky was on. Ricky has a room that he charges people to enter with memorabilia from the show, including the shoe of his dead co-star that she wore during the attack. And it seems that Ricky shuts out the sadness and grief of the tragedy to stay optimistic and hopeful within the entertainment world in present day. He selfishly uses this tragedy to make money and celebrates the sketches that are profiting off this tragedy. He also plays with fire, using the horses and UFO to entertain his audiences. I heard some complaints that Ricky's character and the flashbacks were pointlessly in the story, but I personally have to respectfully, strongly disagree. Ricky's existence in the story drives forward the point that the entertainment industry does anything it can to capture our attention and monetize that attention. We see it all the time in the real world, like in the news, documentaries, true story-based films and series, like everywhere. Real life death, danger, pain, and disaster can capture our attention the quickest, and a studio will have no problem monetizing that viewership. The film is also separated into segments or chapters, each one revolving around a non-human life form, like Ghost, Lucky, Gordy, Jean Jacket. These creatures have no emotional or psychological attachment to the money, fame, and recognition that our main human characters have. While they're all being directly or indirectly affected by the UFO, these creatures mark the chapters of the story because they drive the story forward. Our main characters always seem to be in need of these creatures, as human beings are often in need of the innocent and the unknown to exploit for themselves. And I think this is why Antlers decides to give himself up to the UFO. He has become so cynical about how we value attention and notoriety off of discovery that he destroys himself along with the footage. This is why he says they don't deserve impossible. Because the impossible footage will be monetized, manipulated, and exploited. And when it comes to the title, I don't think the term nope is super deep. I just think the term nope in this movie loosely represents the voice of our conscience. This refusal to the temptation of fame and materials, when it's so easy to say yes to these things. Every time a character says nope in this movie, it keeps them and their family members safe. And I think at the end of the day, that's what this film is trying to say is the most important thing. The safety, health, and well-being of you, your friends, and your family. And this was really emphasized to me when we got to the ending of this movie. After M defeats the UFO creature, she's managed to capture a photo of this extraterrestrial entity. She has succeeded in her mission that she was trying to accomplish the entire movie. But suddenly, we notice that what she is way more thrilled to see is her brother OJ, safe, healthy, and far away from trouble. A fate for their loving father they can only dream would come true. Alright, that's my analysis. Subscribe for weekly videos and please send me recommendations. And please let me know your thoughts and ideas around Nope. I would love to discuss the plenty of other details that I'm sure you could highlight as well. I hope to see you again and thank you so much for watching. See you later.